Princess Zaravek stood at the wide viewing window of her ship, the Celestial Judgment. Stars stretched before her like tiny jewels on black cloth. Her skin glowed soft blue in the dim light of the bridge. The glow grew brighter when she was angry, and right now she was very angry. "Another request for my hand?" she asked, not turning to look at her first officer. Commander Kelmore stood straight, his own pale skin barely glowing at all. "Yes, Your Highness. The 7th House of Andromeda offers their eldest son. They say an alliance would benefit both our peoples." Zaravek made a small sound of disgust. "Tell them what we tell all the others. The crown princess of the Luminari. Empire does not need a mate to rule." For hundreds of years she had turned away every offer of marriage. Her people lived long lives. She was nearly 300 years old, though she looked young by human standards. There was no rush to find a partner, especially not one chosen for political gain. "As you wish, Your Highness," Kelmore said with a bow. The princess returned to studying the star chart. The Luminari controlled the largest empire in the known galaxy. Their ships were the fastest, their weapons the most powerful, and their minds, their telepathic abilities, made them feared by all other species, especially humans. The newest race to reach the stars, humans were considered primitive by most advanced species. They had only achieved space travel beyond their solar system 50 years ago. The Luminary Council viewed them as barely more than clever animals. "Captain," a voice called from across the bridge. "We're receiving a distress call. From the diplomatic summit." Zara straightened. She was supposed to be at that summit, representing her people in talks with the Centauri Alliance. But she had delayed, finding the whole affair boring and beneath her. "Show me," she ordered. The main screen flickered to life. The peaceful space station where diplomats from 12 worlds had gathered was under attack. Ships she recognized as belonging to the Drakari Collective, reptilian warriors with scales as tough as armor, fired on the station. "All power to engines," she commanded. "We must reach the summit immediately." The Celestial Judgment lurched forward, its powerful engines pushing it faster than any other ship in the fleet could go, but even at top speed they were 20 minutes away. "Prepare all weapons," Zara said, "and contact any nearby ships for assistance." "Your Highness," Kelmore said quietly, "this may be a trap. The Drakari know you were meant to attend this summit." She nodded. "I am aware, but we cannot allow the diplomats to be killed. The peace we've built is too important." As they approached, the sight made even Zara's cold heart sink. 3 Drakari battleships surrounded the station. Bodies floated, in space where sections had been breached. Smaller ships from various worlds tried to fight back, but they were no match for the Drakari weapons. "Open fire," Zara ordered. "Target their main weapons first." The Celestial Judgment unleashed its power. Beams of intense energy struck the nearest Drakari ship, cutting through its shields like they were nothing. The enemy vessel listed to 1, side damaged but still functioning. "They're turning to face us," reported the weapons officer. "Good," said Zara. "Let them face the wrath of the Luminari." What followed was a battle like few had ever seen. The Celestial Judgment, pride of the Luminari fleet against 3 Drakari warships. Under normal circumstances, it would have been an easy victory for Zara's ship, but the Drakari had planned well. From behind a nearby moon, a 4th ship appeared. It fired strange, pulsing weapons that seemed to pass right through the Luminari. "Shields." "Impossible," cried Kelmore. "Our shields are the strongest in the galaxy." "New technology," Zara said, her mind racing. "They've found a way to bypass our defenses." The ship rocked as multiple hits landed on its hull. Warning lights flashed across the bridge. Crew members worked frantically at their stations. "Hull, breach on deck 7 through 9, someone reported. "Engine power dropping to 60%. Zara gripped the arms of her command chair. "Continue firing. Target their new weapons first." But it was too late. Another volley struck the Celestial Judgment, and this time the damage was severe. The lights flickered, and gravity briefly failed before emergency systems kicked in. "Your Highness," Kelmore said urgently, "we must abandon ship. The core is destabilizing." Zara's skin flashed bright blue with anger. I will not flee while my ship burns. The Empire needs its princess, Kelmore insisted. Please, the escape pods can reach the nearby system. We have an outpost there. For a moment, Zara hesitated. Then another hit rocked the ship, throwing crew members to the floor. All crew to escape pods, she ordered finally. I will remain to ensure everyone gets away safely. But Your Highness, that is an order, Commander. The bridge emptied quickly as crew ran for the escape pods. Zara remained at her post, firing the remaining weapons to keep the Drakari busy while her people fled. Her skin glowed brighter than ever, reflecting her determination. Last pods launching now, the computer informed her. Zara nodded, satisfied. She had done her duty. Now she would die with honor, as befitted a princess of the Luminari. She set the ship on a collision course with the largest Drakari vessel. As she prepared for the end, an alert sounded. A small ship had entered the area, too small to be a threat but moving fast. Zara checked the sensors and was surprised to see it was a human vessel. What were humans doing in this part of space? The tiny ship dodged Drakari fire with impressive skill. A message came through on the emergency channel. Luminari vessel. This is Lieutenant Olivia Reeves of the human ship Horizon's Edge. We've received your distress call, preparing to board and assist with evacuation. Zara almost laughed. One small human ship thought it could help when the mighty, celestial judgment was failing. But something about the human's courage caught her attention. This is Princess Zara Vex. My crew has evacuated. I am staying with my ship. There was a pause before the human responded. With all respect, Your Highness, that's a waste of a perfectly good princess. I'm coming aboard. Prepare for docking on your port side. Before Zara could object, the human ship was maneuvering alongside the damaged Luminari vessel. The princess's skin flickered with confusion. No one spoke to her that way, and no one risked their life for a Luminari, especially not a human. The ship shuddered around her. Zara made a decision that would change the course of galactic history. She would meet this bold human, and then perhaps she would let herself be saved. The human ship Horizon's Edge was small compared to the massive Luminari vessel. Lieutenant Olivia Reeves guided her shuttle into the emergency docking port with steady hands. Alarms blared as she stepped through the airlock, her helmet's lights cutting through smoke-filled corridors. "Princess?" she called out, checking the small device on her wrist that tracked life signs. "Princess Zara Vex? I'm here to help you." Following the signal, Olivia made her way to the bridge. The doors were jammed half open and she had to squeeze through. Inside, consoles sparked and emergency lights flashed. In the center, standing tall despite the chaos, was the alien princess. Olivia had seen images of Luminari before, but nothing prepared her for meeting one in person. The princess stood a head taller than her, with skin that glowed blue like the deepest parts of Earth's oceans. Her eyes were silver, with no pupils, and seemed to look through Olivia rather than at her. "You're either very brave or very foolish. Human," Zara said, her voice musical despite the harsh words. "I've been called both," Olivia replied with a small smile. "But right now, I'm just trying to be helpful. Your ship is about to explode, and I'd rather not be on it when that happens." Another explosion rocked the ship. The princess stumbled, and Olivia caught her arm without thinking. Zara stiffened at the touch, then pulled away. "I do not need assistance to stand," she said coldly. "Sorry," Olivia said, backing up. "Look, we don't have much time. My shuttle is docked and ready. We need to go now." For a moment, Zara looked at her ship's main console, where red warnings flashed. Then she nodded once. "Lead the way, human." They moved quickly through the corridors. Twice they had to find alternate routes as sections of the ship collapsed around them. Olivia noticed the princess watching her with curiosity. "You navigate my ship well for an outsider," Zara said. "Most ships follow similar designs," Olivia explained. "Plus, I'm good with spatial awareness. It's why I'm my ship's navigator." They reached the shuttle just as another section of the ship gave way behind them. Olivia quickly started the engines while Zara settled into the passenger seat, looking uncomfortable in the small space. "Hang on," Olivia warned. "This might be rough." She pulled away from the dying luminary vessel just as the Drakari ships noticed them. Energy beams cut through space around them as Olivia piloted with all her skill, weaving between debris and weapons fire. "They're locking onto us," Zara said, watching the sensors. "Not for long," Olivia replied. She cut the main engines suddenly, letting momentum carry them behind a large piece of the destroyed station. The Drakari lost their lock. When Olivia restarted the engines, she pushed them to full power, racing away from the battle zone. Behind them, the Celestial Judgment's core finally failed. The explosion was bright enough to momentarily blind their sensors. When the screen cleared, the Drakari ships were damaged or retreating. "Your ship fought well to the end," Olivia said softly. Zara said nothing, but her skin dimmed to a deeper blue that Olivia guessed signaled sadness. The shuttle docked with the horizon's edge without further incident. Captain Natalie Winters was waiting when they stepped aboard. "Lieutenant Reeves," she said sharply, "that was an unauthorized rescue mission. You risked our ship and crew." "Yes, Captain," Olivia acknowledged, "but it worked." Captain Winters turned to their guest and gave a formal bow. "Princess Zara Vex, welcome aboard the Horizon's Edge. I apologize for our humble accommodations. We're not a diplomatic vessel." "You saved my life," Zara said stiffly. "That earns you some consideration, despite your species' limitations." Olivia saw her captain's jaw tighten at the insult, but Natalie maintained her composure. "We'll prepare our best quarters for you. Lieutenant Reeves will show you the way and attend to any needs you might have." "The princess might want to rest," Olivia began. "I wish to see your command center," Zara interrupted. "I need to contact my people and arrange for proper transport." Captain Winters nodded. "Of course. This way, please." The bridge of the Horizon's Edge was tiny compared to the luminary ship. 8 crew members worked at various stations, all turning to stare as the alien princess entered. Zara ignored them, examining the technology with barely concealed disdain. "Your communications?" she asked. "Here," said the communications officer, moving aside. Zara approached the console but hesitated. "This is primitive." "It works across 17 star systems," the officer said defensively. "My empire spans thousands," Zara replied. She touched the console, her long fingers moving across it with surprising adaptability. "I need to adjust this to reach luminary frequencies." "Wait," Captain Winters said. "You can't just modify our equipment. Would you prefer I remain on your ship indefinitely?" Zara asked with a raised eyebrow. The captain sighed. "Fine. But Lieutenant, Reeves will assist and monitor the changes." Olivia stepped forward, trying to hide her excitement. The chance to learn about luminary communications technology was rare. Most species guarded their technological advances jealously, especially the luminary. For the next hour, Zara made adjustments to the human equipment. Olivia watched carefully, asking occasional questions that the princess sometimes answered, sometimes ignored. Slowly, Olivia realized the alien was testing her, seeing how much she understood. "You're creating a quantum fold in the signal," Olivia said suddenly, recognizing the pattern. "That's brilliant. It would allow the message to bypass normal space-time limitations." Zara looked up, genuine surprise on her face. "You understand quantum communications?" "Theory only," Olivia admitted. "We haven't mastered the practical application yet." "Yet you recognized what I was doing," Zara said thoughtfully. For the first time, she looked at Olivia with something other than disdain. The modified communications system worked. Zara contacted the nearest luminary outpost and explained the situation. The response was immediate. A royal escort would be dispatched, but it would take 3 days to reach their location. 3 days? Captain Winters repeated. "We're supposed to be mapping the Cygnus arm, not playing taxi to royalty. Your duty to your mission is nothing compared to the importance of returning the crown princess safely to her people," said the luminary official on the screen. "You will be compensated for your time." After the call ended, The captain turned to Zara. "Your Highness, we're honored to host you, but this puts us behind schedule." "Then perhaps I can offer something in return," Zara said. "Your star mapping mission. I have extensive knowledge of the Cygnus arm that might be useful to you." Olivia couldn't hide her surprise. Luminari rarely shared information freely, especially with humans. "That would be most helpful," Captain Winters said cautiously. "Lieutenant Reeves will assist me," Zara added. "She has proven herself less incompetent than I expected from a human." Olivia bit back a laugh at what was clearly meant to be a compliment. "Happy to help, Your Highness." As they left the bridge, Olivia noticed Zara watching the stars through the viewport. For a moment, the princess's royal mask slipped, and Olivia saw the weight of responsibility in those silver eyes. "You know," Olivia said quietly, "I never asked why you stayed behind on your ship when everyone else evacuated." Zara's skin rippled with blue light. "A princess has duties that others cannot understand." "I think I understand duty pretty well," Olivia replied. "But there's a difference between duty and sacrifice." "Is there?" Zara asked. "In my culture, they are often the same." Their eyes met, human brown to alien silver, and something unspoken passed between them. Neither knew it yet, but this was the beginning of a bond that would challenge everything they thought they knew about each other's species. "Come on," Olivia said finally. "Let me show you where you'll be staying. It's not a royal palace, but it has the best view on the ship." For the first time, Zara gave a small smile. After nearly dying today, a view of the stars will be palace enough. The next morning, Olivia found Princess Zara in the ship's small observation lounge. The alien stood perfectly still, watching the stars. Her blue skin glowed softly in the dim light. "Did you sleep well?" Olivia asked. "Luminari require less rest than humans," Zara replied without turning. "I spent the night studying your ship's systems." "Finding all our flaws?" Olivia asked with a small smile. Now Zara did turn, her silver eyes studying Olivia's face. "Actually, I found some of your solutions. Interesting. Your quantum computing approach is unlike anything in the Empire. Coming from a Luminari, this was high praise." Olivia tried not to look too pleased. "Captain Winters asked me to help you with the star charts today," she said. "We have a mapping room one level down." Zara nodded and followed Olivia through the ship's corridors. Crew members they passed tried not to stare at the alien princess, but few succeeded. Luminari rarely traveled on human vessels. The mapping room was a circular space with a three-dimensional projection system in the center. Star systems floated as tiny lights in the air, with known routes marked as thin lines between them. "This is our current map of the Cygnus arm," Olivia explained, activating the display. "The areas in red are what we're supposed to explore and document." Zara walked around the display, her long fingers occasionally passing through a star system. "Your information is incomplete. There are at least 37 habitable systems you've missed." She reached for the controls, hesitated, then looked at Olivia. "May I?" Surprised by the courtesy, Olivia nodded. "Please." Zara's fingers danced over the controls with surprising familiarity. New star systems appeared in the display, along with notes on their compositions and planets. "How do you know our system so well?" Olivia asked. "I learn quickly," Zara replied, then more quietly. "And I've always been fascinated by different approaches to technology. My tutors considered it an inappropriate interest for royalty." Olivia watched as the princess continued adding to their map. There was something almost joyful in the way Zara worked with the technology, so different from her usual cold demeanor. "Why do you hide it?" Olivia asked. Zara's hands paused. "Hide what?" "Your enthusiasm. Your curiosity. You act like you're above it all, but I can see how much you love this stuff." The princess's skin darkened, a reaction Olivia couldn't interpret. "Luminari royalty are expected to be above personal interests. We serve the Empire, not ourselves." "That sounds lonely," Olivia said. Zara didn't respond, but her fingers resumed their work on the controls, perhaps a bit more forcefully than before. They worked together for hours, Zara providing information, about star systems the humans had never visited, Olivia explaining their exploration priorities and techniques. Despite their different backgrounds, they fell into an easy rhythm. You should consider a more efficient route here, Zara said, indicating a cluster of stars. This system has intense radiation belts that would damage your sensors. But the gravitational readings suggest it might have unusual planetary formations, Olivia countered. Worth the risk, I think. Instead of dismissing her opinion as Olivia expected, Zara considered it. Perhaps. But you could approach from this vector. Instead, using the fourth planet as a shield, Olivia grinned. Now that's smart thinking. I'll update the flight plan. As she worked, the ship's alarm suddenly blared. Red lights flashed in the corridor outside. Attention all crew, came Captain Winter's voice over the comm system. We have detected Drakari vessels entering the system. Battle stations. This is not a drill. Zara's skin flashed bright blue. They're hunting me. How would they know you're here? Olivia asked, already moving toward the door. They must have tracked your shuttle when we escaped, Zara said, following quickly. The Drakari want to destabilize the Empire. Killing or capturing me would serve that purpose. They rushed to the bridge where Captain Winters was already giving orders. The main screen showed 3 Drakari ships approaching. They're hailing. Us, reported the communications officer. On screen, ordered the captain. A reptilian face appeared, scales gleaming under harsh lights. Human vessel, this is Commander Cyrex of the Drakari Collective. You have something that belongs to us. Return the Luminari Princess, and we will let you live. The princess was rescued from her damaged ship, Captain Winters replied calmly. She is under our protection as a diplomatic guest, the Drakari commander hissed. Humans should not involve themselves in matters beyond their understanding. You have 1 hour to surrender the princess, or we will destroy your ship. The screen went dark. Options? Captain Winters asked her crew. We can't outrun them, said the navigation officer. Their ships are faster than ours. And we can't outfight them, added the weapons officer. Our weapons are designed for defense, not taking. On 3 warships. We could reach the asteroid field at the edge of the system, Olivia suggested. Our ship is smaller and more maneuverable. We might lose them there. Captain Winters nodded. Best option so far. Set course for the asteroid field, maximum speed. The crew prepared. Zara stepped forward. Captain, I cannot allow your crew to die for me. Perhaps I should... Don't even suggest surrendering, Olivia interrupted. The Drakari won't let us go either way. They'd kill us all as witnesses. Lieutenant Reeves is right, said Captain Winters. Besides, protecting a diplomatic guest is our duty. We're heading for the asteroids. The horizon's edge turned and accelerated toward the distant field of space rocks. On the sensors, the Drakari ships followed, gradually gaining ground. They'll catch us before we reach the field, someone said quietly. Zara studied the tactical display, her silver eyes calculating. Your shields, she said suddenly. They're standard human design? Yes, confirmed the engineering officer. Modified. Slightly for improved radiation protection, but otherwise standard. I might be able to help, Zara said. Luminari shield technology works differently from yours. If I can integrate some of our principles into your systems, it might give us an edge. Captain Winters looked skeptical. That's highly classified technology, isn't it? Why would you share it with us? Because I don't wish to die today, Zara replied simply, and neither do you. After a moment's hesitation, the captain nodded. Lieutenant Reeves, take the princess to engineering. Give her whatever assistance she needs. In engineering, Zara worked quickly, directing Olivia and 2 engineers to make modifications to the shield generators. Her fingers moved with precision, over unfamiliar controls. This will create a resonance pattern in your shield matrix, she explained as they worked. It won't stop their weapons entirely, but it should diffuse some of the energy. You're really good at this, Olivia observed. Did all princesses learn engineering where you grew up? A small smile touched Zara's lips. No, I was unusual. My tutors despaired of my interest in common knowledge. Their loss, Olivia said. Our gain. As they finished the modifications, the ship rocked violently. The Drakari had begun firing. Shields at 60%, reported an engineer. Activate the modifications, Zara ordered. Olivia flipped the switch. The lights dimmed briefly as power redirected. The next hit came, but the ship barely shuddered. Shields holding at 58%, the engineer said, sounding surprised. The modifications are working. Get back to the bridge, Olivia told Zara. I need to stay here to monitor the shield modifications. Zara hesitated. Be careful, Lieutenant. The adjustments are temporary. They won't hold forever. Before Olivia could respond, another hit rocked the ship more severely. A power conduit above them exploded, sending sparks and debris flying. Without thinking, Zara lunged forward, pushing Olivia out of the way. A piece of metal struck the princess on the shoulder, leaving a deep gash that glowed with strange blue light. You're hurt, Olivia cried, helping Zara to her feet. It's nothing, Zara insisted, though her skin had paled to a lighter blue. Your safety is more important than mine right now. That's not how friendship works, Olivia said, quickly applying a bandage from a nearby medical kit. Zara looked startled. Friendship? We are not. Save it, Olivia interrupted with a grin. You just took a hit for me. In my book, that makes us friends, royal protocol or not. For a moment, Zara seemed at a loss for words. Then, to Olivia's surprise, the princess's skin began to glow with a warm, pulsing light. What's happening? Olivia asked, concerned. Nothing, Zara said quickly, the glow dimming. A reaction to the injury. We should return to the bridge. They made it back just as the ship entered the asteroid field. Captain Winters was calling out directions as the pilot navigated through the floating rocks. Drakari ships still in pursuit, reported the sensor officer. But they're having trouble maintaining their formation in the asteroids. The modifications to the shields are holding, Olivia told the captain, but they won't last forever. Zara studied the tactical display. Captain, might I suggest a strategy? Luminari have better spatial awareness than humans. If you allow me to link telepathically with your pilot, I might be able to help navigate more efficiently. Telepathically link? Captain Winters repeated, looking uncomfortable. Is that safe? For a short time, yes, Zara assured her. It would be surface thoughts only, related to piloting. The captain looked at her pilot, who nodded nervously. If it helps us survive, I'm willing. Very well. Captain Winters agreed. Do it. 2 days later, the horizon's edge reached Outpost Artemis, the largest human station in this part of space. The ship docked smoothly, and Captain Winters prepared to welcome the station's commander aboard. Admiral Harper will want to meet you, she told Zara, who stood looking out of place in her still elegant but battle-damaged Luminari uniform. She's the highest-ranking officer in this sector. I understand, Zara replied. Her voice was calm, but Olivia noticed the princess's skin was pulsing with faint blue patterns, a sign of nervousness she had learned to recognize. Don't worry, Olivia said quietly. Admiral Harper is fair. She'll help arrange your transport. Home? Zara gave her a look that Olivia couldn't quite read. I am not worried about the Admiral. I am concerned about what awaits me when I return to my people. Before Olivia could ask what she meant, the airlock opened. Admiral Diane Harper strode in, flanked by 2 security officers. She was a tall woman with short gray hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing. Captain Winters, she said with a nod. I read your report. Quite an adventure you've had. Yes, Admiral, Winters replied. May I present Her Royal Highness, Princess Zara Vex of the Luminari Empire? Admiral Harper turned to Zara and gave a formal bow. Your Highness, welcome to Outpost Artemis. We're honored by your presence. The honor is mine, Zara said smoothly, falling back on diplomatic training. Your people have shown great courage and hospitality. And you've shown unexpected generosity, Harper replied. Captain Winters tells me you shared some valuable star charts, and even helped modify their shields during a Drakari attack. Something in the Admiral's tone made Olivia uneasy. She was looking at Zara not as a guest, but as an opportunity. Speaking of which, Harper continued, I'd like our technical team to examine those shield modifications before they're removed. For documentation purposes, of course. Of course, Zara said, her face expressionless. Though I should note that the modifications are temporary and would not work long-term with your current power systems. Still, any insights would be valuable, Harper insisted. Lieutenant Reeves, since you worked closely with the Princess on these modifications, you'll assist our team. Yes, Admiral, Olivia replied, not missing the calculating look in Harper's eyes. In the meantime, Your Highness, we've prepared quarters for you, Harper said, and I've sent word to your people. They're sending a diplomatic vessel, but it will take another day to arrive. Thank you, Admiral, Zara said. I appreciate your assistance. As they walked through the station, Olivia noticed security personnel following at a discreet distance. Harper led them to a large suite near the center of the station. These are our VIP quarters, Harper explained. I hope they'll be comfortable. The room was luxurious by human standards, but Olivia knew it must seem primitive to someone used to imperial palaces. It will serve admirably, Zara said politely. Excellent. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have duties to attend to, Harper said. Lieutenant Reeves will remain as your liaison. If you need anything, just ask her. After the Admiral left, Zara walked around the room, examining it carefully. What are you looking for? Olivia asked. Surveillance devices, Zara replied calmly. Your Admiral has a certain intensity in her gaze when she looks at me. You notice that too, Olivia said, relieved she wasn't the only one. I don't think she'd do anything against diplomatic protocols, but the opportunity to learn Luminary secrets is tempting, Zara finished. I understand. In her position, I might feel the same. Zara stopped by a small device near the ceiling. There, she said, audio surveillance at minimum. Olivia felt a surge of embarrassment and anger. I'm sorry. This isn't how we're supposed to treat diplomatic guests. Politics is rarely about how things are supposed to be, Zara said with a shrug. It's about advantage. She moved closer to Olivia and lowered her voice. Walk with me. I wish to see more of your station. Outside in the corridor, with the security team following at a distance, they could speak more freely. I need to tell you something, Zara said as they walked. When my people arrive tomorrow, things may become complicated. What do you mean? Olivia asked. Sharing technological information with other species is forbidden in my culture, Zara explained. By helping your ship, I violated one of our oldest laws. Olivia stopped walking. But you saved our lives. Surely they'll understand that. Understanding and forgiveness are not the same, Zara said, especially in politics. My brother, Prince Tavren, has long sought reasons to challenge my right to the throne. This may give him the opportunity he needs. That's ridiculous, Olivia said angrily. You'd be punished for doing the right thing. Zara's lips curved in a small, sad smile. Welcome to royal politics, Lieutenant Reeves. They continued walking, touring the station's public areas. Humans stopped to stare at the alien princess, but Zara ignored them, focused on her conversation with Olivia. There's more, she said as they entered an observation deck overlooking space. The Drakari attack on the diplomatic summit wasn't random. I believe someone within the Luminary Court arranged it. What? Olivia exclaimed. Why would your own people want to attack a peace conference? Not all Luminary support peaceful relations with other species, Zara explained. Some believe we should conquer rather than cooperate. If the summit had failed violently, it would have strengthened their position. And if you had died in the attack, even better for them, Olivia realized. But who would benefit from that? My brother would become heir, Zara said simply. And he has always aligned himself with the military. Hardliners. Olivia felt a chill. We need to tell Admiral Harper if there's a conspiracy. No, Zara interrupted. We have no proof, only my suspicions. And human involvement would only complicate matters. This is something I must handle within my own court. They stood side by side, looking out at the stars. Olivia tried to imagine the weight Zara carried, not just a princess, but possibly the target of assassination by her own family. When you return, will you be safe? She asked quietly. Safety is relative for royalty, Zara replied. But I have allies. And now, perhaps, I have something else as well. What's that? Zara turned to face her. A new perspective. You humans are not what I expected. You in particular, Olivia Reeves. The use of her first name surprised Olivia. Until now, Zara had always called her by her rank. I hope that's a good thing, she said with a small smile. It is, Zara confirmed. You've shown me that courage and intelligence are not unique to Luminari, that perhaps there is value in connections between different peoples. Something in the way she said connections made Olivia's heart beat faster. Before she could respond, her communicator beeped. Lieutenant Reeves, came Admiral Harper's voice. Please bring the princess to conference room 3. There's something we need to discuss. On our way, Admiral, Olivia replied, giving Zara a concerned look. In the conference room, Admiral Harper sat with several senior officers and scientists. Captain Winters stood to one side, looking uncomfortable. Your Highness, Harper began without preamble. We've been analyzing the shield modifications you made to the Horizon's Edge. Our scientists have some questions they'd like to ask you. Zara's face showed no emotion, but her skin dimmed slightly. I've already explained that the modifications were temporary solutions for an emergency situation. They would not work long-term with your current technology. Perhaps, said one of the scientists, but the principles behind them could revolutionize our defensive capabilities. If you could explain the quantum resonance patterns in more detail. I'm afraid that would violate Luminari law, Zara interrupted politely but firmly. I've already shared more than I should have under our non-disclosure protocols. Admiral Harper leaned forward. Princess, I understand your position. But consider this. You're in human space, rescued by a human ship. Your own vessel was destroyed. The Drakari clearly want you dead or captured. It might be in everyone's best interest if you remained here as our guest a bit longer than planned. Admiral, Captain Winters protested. That sounds dangerously close to detaining a diplomatic representative. Not at all, Harper said smoothly. I'm merely suggesting that for her own safety, the princess might want to delay her return while we debrief her on recent events. Olivia felt sick. This was exactly what Zara had feared, being kept as a source of technological intelligence. That won't be necessary, Admiral, came a new voice from the doorway. Everyone turned to see a tall Luminari male in an elaborate uniform. His skin was paler blue than Zara's, and his eyes had a harder silver gleam. Commander Veltor, Zara said, a note of surprise in her voice. You've arrived early. When we received word of your situation, Princess, we increased speed. Veltor replied, bowing deeply. The advance shuttle arrived moments ago. Our main vessel will dock within the hour. Admiral Harper stood. Commander, welcome to Outpost Artemis. We were just discussing— Yes, I heard what you were discussing, Veltor interrupted coldly. Let me be clear, Admiral. Princess Zara Vex is heir to the Luminary throne. Any attempt to detain her would be considered an act of war. The room fell silent. Harper's face tightened, but she nodded. Of course, we would never detain the princess against her will. I was merely concerned for her safety. Her safety is now our concern, Veltor said. Princess, if you're ready. The Luminary homeworld, Luxvaria, glowed like a blue jewel in space. From the observation deck of the royal vessel, Olivia watched as they approached the planet. Swirling clouds covered most of the surface, occasionally parting to reveal vast oceans and glittering cities. It's beautiful, she said softly. Yes, Zara agreed, standing beside her, though I see it with new eyes now, after my time among humans. During the 3-day journey, they had spent hours together. Zara taught Olivia about Luminari culture and politics, preparing her for what lay ahead. In turn, Olivia shared stories of Earth and human customs, often making the princess laugh with tales of her childhood adventures. "What happens when we land?" Olivia asked. "We go directly to the Imperial Palace," Zara explained. "My brother will have already begun gathering support for his challenge. We must move quickly to counter him." "And the assassins?" Olivia had not forgotten Zara's suspicion that someone had arranged the attack on her ship. "We have no proof yet," Zara said. "But I have trusted allies investigating. For now, we focus on the succession challenge. If we fail there, nothing else matters." The ship began its descent, passing through layers of atmosphere that shimmered with strange lights. As they broke through the clouds, a vast city came into view. Towers of crystal and light that seemed to grow from the landscape rather than being built upon it. "The Imperial City," Zara said, "home to over 10 million luminari." Olivia felt suddenly small and very alien. "They're not going to like seeing a human here, are they?" "Many won't," Zara admitted. "But some will understand what your presence represents. Change comes slowly to long-lived species, but it does come." They landed at a private spaceport attached to the palace. Commander Veltor, who had been coldly formal throughout the journey, approached them. "Princess, the Royal Council awaits your arrival. They request that your human remain in designated guest quarters until summoned." "My champion goes where I go," Zara replied firmly. "That is the ancient law, Commander. You know this." Veltor's skin pulsed with suppressed emotion. "Yes, Your Highness. But I must warn you. Prince Tavrin has been persuasive in your absence. Many on the council now question your judgment." "Then I shall have to remind them why I am heir," Zara said, a dangerous edge in her voice. "Come, Olivia. It's time to meet my family." The palace was even more impressive inside. Vast halls with ceilings that seemed to capture the night sky, walls that glowed with living light, and everywhere luminari watching them pass with expressions ranging from curiosity to outright hostility. Olivia walked half a step behind Zara, as they had practiced. She wore a specially designed outfit that Zara had provided, a sleek blue uniform that echoed luminary styles while remaining distinctly human. At her hip hung a ceremonial blade marking her as a champion. They entered the great hall where dozens of luminaries stood in tiered rows around a central platform. At the far end, on an elevated dais, sat an older luminary whose skin glowed with a deep, steady blue light, the Emperor Zara's father. Beside him stood a male luminary who strongly resembled Zara but with sharper features and colder eyes. "Prince Tavrin, Princess Zaravex," announced a court official, "returned from her diplomatic mission and—" He hesitated, looking at Olivia with confusion. "Lieutenant Olivia Reeves of Earth," Zara supplied. "My chosen champion under the law of Vartanith." A murmur swept through the hall. Tavrin stepped forward, his skin flashing with bright patterns that Olivia recognized as anger. "Father, this is unprecedented," he said loudly. "A human cannot serve as royal champion. The law speaks of worthy allies from respected civilizations. Humans have barely left their own solar system." "Yet this human saved your sister's life," the Emperor replied, his voice deep and resonant. "When you brought your challenge, Tavrin, you invoked ancient law. You cannot now object when your sister does the same." Tavrin's jaw tightened, but he stepped back. The Emperor turned his gaze to Zara. "Daughter, you have been accused of violating our most sacred laws by sharing technological secrets with humans. How do you answer?" Zara stepped onto the central platform, motioning for Olivia to join her. "Father, honored council, I acted to save lives, both luminary and human. The Drakari attacked the diplomatic summit with weapons specifically designed to penetrate our shields, something that should have been impossible." She paused, looking around the hall. "Someone gave them that information. Someone wanted the summit to fail and wanted me dead. I shared limited technical knowledge with the humans who rescued me to ensure our survival against a common enemy." "Convenient," Tavrin said. "You claim conspiracy when faced with your own crimes." I claim truth, Zara countered. And I have brought my champion to stand as witness. Lieutenant Reeves risked her life to save mine. She demonstrated that humans can be worthy allies, not just primitive beings to be dismissed or conquered. The Emperor studied Olivia carefully. Human. Why did you save my daughter when your own life was at risk? Olivia stepped forward, feeling every eye in the hall upon her. Your Majesty, where I come from, we don't leave people behind, no matter their species. When I saw the princess's ship under attack, I didn't see an alien royal. I saw someone who needed help. And after? The Emperor pressed. When you learned who she was? I saw someone brilliant and brave, Olivia said honestly. Someone who put aside prejudice to work with me, to share knowledge that saved us all. Someone who showed me that despite our differences, we can be stronger, together. Her words hung in the air. The Emperor's skin pulsed with thoughtful patterns. Before he could respond, a new luminary entered the hall and approached the throne, bowing deeply. Forgive the interruption, Your Majesty. I bring urgent information regarding the attack on the princess's ship. Speak, Intelligence Director, the Emperor commanded. We have discovered communications between a high-ranking member of the court and Drakari operatives, the director said. Information about our shield frequencies was exchanged, along with the princess's expected route to the diplomatic summit. Shocked murmurs filled the hall. Tavron's skin paled dramatically. And who betrayed us? The Emperor asked, though his gaze was already fixed on his son. The evidence points to Senior Advisor Malcor, the director replied. Who serves as chief? Counsel to Prince Tavron. All eyes turned to Tavron, whose skin now pulsed with rapid, chaotic patterns. This is absurd, he stammered. Malcor acted without my knowledge. Did he? Zara interrupted. Or did you arrange for my ship to be attacked, knowing I would likely die? A convenient path to the throne for you, brother. I demand proof. Tavron shouted. Olivia had been watching the proceedings carefully. Now she stepped forward again. Your Majesty, on Earth we have a saying, follow the money. Who benefits most from the princess's death and from sabotaging peace talks with other species? Who has consistently argued for isolation and military expansion? The Emperor's gaze hardened. Guards, detain Advisor Malcor for questioning. Prince Tavron, you will remain in the palace under observation until this matter is fully investigated. Tavron looked around wildly as if seeking support but found none. The council members were already backing away from him, distancing themselves from potential treason. Father, you cannot believe. Enough, the Emperor thundered. The evidence will speak for itself. If you are innocent, you have nothing to fear. As guards escorted a seething Tavron from the hall, the Emperor turned back to Zara. Daughter, it seems your actions, while technically against our laws, were justified by extraordinary circumstances. The challenge to your position is dismissed. Relief washed over Zara's face, her skin glowing with joy. Thank you, Father. However, the Emperor continued, this incident has exposed weaknesses in our approach to other species. Your experience suggests there may be value in closer cooperation, particularly with humans. He looked at Olivia with new interest. Lieutenant Reeves, you have served my daughter well as champion. The Luminary Empire owes you a debt. Olivia bowed respectfully. Your Majesty, I only did what I thought was right. Often the most important things are, he replied. Zara, I would hear more about your ideas for cooperation with humans, but first I think you and your champion deserve rest after your ordeal. As they left the Great Hall, Zara led Olivia through quiet corridors to a private garden. Crystal trees caught the light of two setting suns, casting rainbow patterns across a small pond. That went better than I expected, Olivia admitted. Much better, Zara agreed, though there will still be resistance to change. Many Luminari fear close ties with shorter-lived species. They think it makes us vulnerable. And what do you think? Olivia asked. Zara turned to face her, silver eyes reflecting the sunset. I think isolation has made us stagnant. We've advanced technically, but our thinking has become rigid. You humans adapt so quickly, see possibilities we've forgotten to look for. She stepped closer. You've shown me a different way to see the universe, Olivia. Not just as separate species competing for dominance, but as potential partners, each with strengths to offer. Is that why you chose me as your champion? Olivia asked softly. To make a political point? At first, perhaps, Zara admitted. But now, her skin began to glow with those intricate patterns Olivia had come to recognize, patterns that appeared whenever they were close. Now? Olivia prompted.